All right, big time topicality. You came to the right place. How you doing, everybody? I'm Daily Coppock. Welcome to the Daily Coppock. Hey, Ozzie Guillen and Kenny Williams, you might want to have a conversation with your closer, Bobby Jenks. I know Bobby's record has been sparkling so far this year, but as the White Sox prep for the Mariners in Seattle tonight, if they aren't hungover, they darn well should be. Go back to yesterday, Target Field in Minnesota. Bobby Jenks implodes in the ninth inning, and right now I had the over-under on Bobby's weight at roughly 300 pounds. For heaven's sakes, Bobby Jenks' gut right now could qualify as an area code. Jenks in the ninth, walk, single. Ball to Sergio Santos, walk, single. Bad throw by Alex Rios, game over. White Sox, instead of a 2-2 split in the series, wind up losing the series against their arch rivals, the Minnesota Twins, 3-1. All right, had the opportunity to see Inception over the weekend. 5 big-time stars. Now, to doubt in my mind that Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be up for an Academy Award. The film is kind of like, now you have to let your imagination wander on this one. The film is kind of like a new age Sigmund Freud doing psychoanalysis during the course of a James Bond action film. But in the midst of action films, which normally don't have any dialogue whatsoever, this film has splendid dialogue and dares you to look at the guilt within your own subconscious. It is a marvelous film, did $61 million over the weekend. First weekend out, it's going to wind up doing a fortune. And I think what's cool right now about Leonardo DiCaprio is this. He is aging with remarkable grace. Keep in mind, 13 years ago, he was young Jack Dawson in Titanic opposite Kate Winslet. All right, I got to give mention to the legend, the king of rock and roll, Elvis Aaron Presley. This week, 1954, for all you 15-year-olds out there, the King released his first song for legendary Sun Records, That's All Right Mama. Sun Records, the same place that housed, among others, Jerry Lee Lewis. Now, this didn't have the success of Hound Dog or the slew of other hits turned out by Elvis Presley. And a little bit of a side note of a personal nature. Remarkably, I was at the last concert ever given by Elvis Presley. I was working as a sportscaster down in Indianapolis. It was June of 1977. Elvis was so heavy, so badly drugged out at that point, and I was told by one of his sidemen that he had eaten 6 banana splits before the concert. He could barely hop into his jumpsuit. I sadly recall Elvis trying to read the copy of Bridge Over Troubled Water as he covered the song and really couldn't get through it. A large portion of the people actually left the building. Sad to see, you better believe it. All right, Eldrick Tiger Woods. Eldrick, congratulations. I didn't watch the British Open yesterday, the final round of coverage on ESPN, for one reason. No interest. Tiger wasn't part of the action. Hey, go back to 2000. Tiger Woods has won 12 majors. 13 other majors have been captured by American-born players. At that point, 18 other majors have been captured by foreign-born players. What is golf going to do? This is a very, very salient point. What is golf going to do when Tiger eventually isn't part of the action whatsoever? And the way he's putting right now, is Tiger eventually going to capture or tie Jack Nicklaus on the all-time list of majors won? You have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. All right, you know what, Bud Selig, you might want to look into this. Fraternization, a little bit too much camaraderie. Adam Wainwright, the St. Louis Cardinals, 14-5 overall, became a 10-game winner, 10-0 at Busch Stadium on Saturday night when he knocked off Joe Torre and the Los Angeles Dodgers, going 6 innings clean. Now, Wainwright, after the ballgame, admit he had a brand new grip with his changeup. Now, just where did he get the notion to come up with a brand new grip? At the All-Star game, he sat next to San Francisco Giants ace Tim Lincecum and asked Lincecum how he uses his grip on the changeup. Lincecum, being a good guy, gave it to him, and Wainwright admits on Saturday night he threw about 8 to 10 changeups that were all effective using the Lincecum grip. Who says baseball has too much fraternity? Who says baseball has too much camaraderie? Who says anybody cares about IndyCar racing? Did you know there was a race yesterday in Toronto? Did you know it was won by a guy named Will Power? Really not a bad name for a race car driver, Will Power. Hey, the fact is, except for the Indianapolis 500, which is still, even though it has dropped in status, still a big-time sports event, who the devil cares about IndyCar racing? There is no A.J. Foyt, there is no Bobby Unser, there is no Mario Andretti. You know what? I'd like to see Danica Patrick win just to give IndyCar racing a jolt. Danica, during the course of her 5+ years of driving Indy cars, has won a grand total of 1 race, Who does the bigger sell job on little diminutive Danica Patrick? IndyCar Racing or GoDaddy? The answer, my friends, obviously, is GoDaddy. IndyCar Racing, it gets about as much attention right now as curling. All right, our beloved Mayor Daley. He's a nice guy, but a Tribune WGN poll in the Trib on Sunday indicated that only 31% of the voters in the Chicago metropolitan area would like to see the mayor reelected in 2011. Well, you know what? Do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. You put in parking meters that people can't stand. You lose the bid for the 2016 Olympic Games. In fact, you come in dead last. Oh, and by the way, you pick up the phone one night and go, hey, why don't we blow up Meigs Field? I can see right now why the mayor's popularity might be just a little bit on the downside. That being said, there is no doubt in my mind Daley will run in 2011 and he will win with about 104% of the electoral vote. All right, fat guys shouldn't be dancing at halftime. Ironically, if I'm not mistaken, this is the final chapter of my book where I name the 10 worst sports movies of all time. Let me give you just a sample of some of the movies I picked out. Rocky IV, subtitled, Rocky, the Ghost of Mickey and Paulie spend quality time in Siberia before Rocky fights Ivan Drago. The Waterboy, skip the dominatrix. If you really feel the need to get whipped and verbally abused, try and sit through this southern fried hunk of garbage. Number 4, 2-Minute Warning. Director John Frankenheimer won the Lifetime Humiliation Award for this Motel 6. The 1978 Chicago Bear highlight film came in at 3. Bob Avellini in his greatest role, number 7 quarterbacks the Hallis Men to a 7-9 season. And number 1, semi-pro Will Ferrell at his absolute worst, joined by Woody Harrelson. Quite frankly, Natural Born Killers had more suspense and a greater dynamic and a hell of a lot more laughs. All right, as we close the party for today, a reminder, hey, check us out on Facebook. Log into Chet Coppock on Facebook. Let us know what you think about the show, what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Hey, we're open to criticism. I'm no more sensitive than the average broadcaster. Meanwhile, we go back roughly, can it really be 30 men? Or 30 years? Are we not men? No, we are Devo with their unforgettable classic, a song that ranks right up there with Day in the Life. Let's all sit back and enjoy the lovely melody, the prolific lyrics, the marvelous bandcraft of a song that just has to rank right up there with Day in the Life. Let's just dig and whip it. Catch you tomorrow, same time. So long, everybody.